Hi, boys and girls. We're going to do our transportation ABC chant. So we're going to always look at the first letter, and this is the letter S, and S says S. So I want you to look right there. So those are sailboats, and when you look at over here, you'll see the sails. And the wind comes and it blows the sails, and that's how the boat can move. Now some of them also have a motor as well. So what we want to do is we want to see if we can find in our alphabet chart where to find sailboats. So we're going to look right here at this S. So if you're not sure, you just go across A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Here's our S. All right, boys and girls, let's read the next one. Okay, let's look. Ooh, that's a C. Big C, little c. What begins with C? Cargo boat. Cargo boat begins with C. So here we go. We're going to look for the C. A, B, C. There's the C. Oh, friends, on this one, we're going to look at the two first letters. SH says shh. SH says shh. So we're going to look for the S on this one. Big S, little s. What begins with S? S, s. And this one says shh, shh, ship. Ship begins with S. So we're going to go, oh, we had an S already, but let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. There it goes. There's the S. So our next one is engineer. So this is the person who is going to take the train and move it from here to there. An engineer. Big E, little e. What begins with E? Engineer. Engineer begins with E. So we're going to look at it right here. A, B, C, D, E. They match, E and E. All right, friends, here we go. This is a sign that you would see when you drive a car. Big Y, little y. What begins with Y? Yield sign. Yield sign begins with Y, and that means you're going to slow down and let someone else have a turn first if there's someone else there. Let's see if we can find all the way to the Y. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. We found it. Yield sign. Here we go. Now, this kind of airplane is called a jet airplane. Jet airplane, because there's other kinds of planes as well, but this one has jet, so it has turbine engines on the wings. So, big J, little j. What begins with J? Jet airplane. Jet airplane begins with J. Let's see if we can find it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. All right, my friends. This is called an ignition key, and you would stick it in the ignition. And I know on my car, I don't have an ignition key anymore. I have a key. It's a key fob, and I just kind of keep it in the car, and the car will go. But some cars, you still have to put the key in. So here is an ignition key. You ready? Big I, little I. What begins with I? Ignition key. Ignition key begins with I. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay, here we go. Big G, little g. What begins with G? G, G. What do you see that starts with a G? A garage begins with G. Can you find the G? Pause the video if you need to. There, whoops, there it is. Ooh, another G. Big G, little g. What begins with G? G, G. Gasoline. Gasoline begins with G. And gas is just short for gasoline. And some cars use gasoline and some cars you plug them in and they work on electricity and batteries. And some have another kind of fuel called diesel fuel. Can you find the G on your paper? Pause the video if you need to. Big C, little c. What begins with C? K, K. Conductor. Conductor begins with C. So a conductor is, they do a lot of things. They can make the train move, and they also are in charge of all the employees and all the people on a train. Can you find the letter C? Here we go. Here's our next one. Ooh, what do you see? This is a B. What does B start with? How does it sound? Ba, ba. Big B, little b. What begins with B? Ba, ba. Bus. Bus begins with B. Can you find the letter B on the letter chart? Good job. Oh, here's another form of transportation. Big F, little f. What begins with F? F, f. Feet. Feet begins with F. Your feet take you from here to there. They're a form of transportation. They move things from one space to another. Can you find the letter F? You can say the alphabet if you need to, right? What letter is that? It is. It's a W. What does W say? Wa, wa. What do you notice in the picture? Do you see water? Maybe an ocean? Big W, little w. What begins with W? Wa, wa, water. Water begins with W. All right, my friends, can you find out where it goes on the chart? Did you find it? If not, pause the video. That's okay too. Big U, little u. What begins with U? Unload. Unload begins with U. When you have freight or cargo on a form of transportation, you have to unload it or take it off. All right, so where does this one go on our ABC chart? Did you find it? If not, pause the video so you can. Don't forget, you can always sing the ABCs to help you. Big P, little p. What begins with P? These are people going from here to there, inside some transportation. Passengers begins with P. Can you find the letter P? Another P. Big P, little p. What begins with P? Pilot. Pilot begins with P. So a pilot takes an airplane or a jet from here to there. The things that go in the sky are operated by a pilot. Go ahead and find where it goes. Big Y, little y, what begins with Y? Yellow taxi. Yellow taxi begins with Y. Did you find it? Are you thinking about it? Good job. Big W, little w, what begins with W? Windows. Windows begins with W. Boys and girls, you're going to find that a lot of our transportation vehicles are going to have windows, including this airplane. And so the pilots, this is where they're going to sit right up front. And we'll talk more about an airplane in a little bit. Did you find it? Okay, there you go. Big U, little u, what begins with U? Underpass. Underpass begins with U. Do you see how underneath, whoopsies, over here, underneath, that's the underpass, and on top is the overpass. Can you help me find where it goes? All right, here we go. Here's another one. Big L, little l, what begins with L? Luggage. Luggage begins with L. Where would you put that one? What do you think matches the best? Can you find the L? Big M, little m, what begins with M? Motorcycle. Motorcycle begins with M. Look, there's only 2 wheels on that. Cars have 4, but it still travels on the road. All right, my friends. So here, I want you to find the M. Big V, little v, what begins with V? Vehicles. Vehicles begins with V. So that all those things that move, vehicles. So the cars and the trucks and the motorcycles. Can you find the V? Big R, little r, what begins with R? Railroad. Railroad begins with R. Can you find where the R is? Big X, little x, what begins with X? And this one, we don't say the name, the phonic sound, the X, we say X-ray. X-ray scanner begins with X. Can you find where the X is? Big S, little s, what begins with S? School bus. School bus begins with S. Can you find that S on the paper? All right, friends, this is our last one. Big L, little l, what begins with L? Locomotive. Locomotive begins with L. All right, my friends, find this one, and we're all done for today. Great job with your ABC chant and finding those letters, boys and girls. I'm super proud of you. Go ahead and kiss your brain.